All right, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. This is one of my first podcasts for Salvation After HIV. Tonight is the group meeting, but in starting a support group, you have ups and downs. So I didn't want this tonight to go to waste. So tonight I'm going to start the podcast, Salvation After HIV. I'm going to give you a little background on me. I am Jennice Jackson, and I am HIV positive. And when I found out I was positive, it was back in it was back in 2005. I was doing a crusade in southeast Houston in a place we call South Park, Texas, on a slab of concrete. Me and my mom, as usual, out there preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ. And some insurance salesmen were walking door to door offering insurance. And when they got to me, we were in crusade, and I told them, we were just letting out. I said, if y'all come back, if y'all come back tomorrow night, attend the crusade, the last night of the crusade, I will apply for life insurance. So they did. They came back the next night and attended the crusade. Just a minute. Okay, I'm back. So they came back the last night of the crusade, and I applied for life insurance. They came in the house, sat down with me. I went through all the paperwork. They asked me all the questions, and customary to at that time to getting this life insurance plan, I had to take a HIV test. They test you. They tested me on the spot. And I wasn't worried. I was like, okay, let's get this going on. Let me, you came back. Let me fulfill my part of it. 2 weeks later, I received a letter in the mail. And the letter said, due to confidential lab reports, we cannot insure you. Oh, my God, I promise you, that moment was like the longest moment. Well, no, that wasn't the longest moment. The longest moment happened when I had to go to the CDC. But at that moment, I was scared. I knew what that test was. I knew, listen, I knew that I had took a HIV test. Knew it. So I had to wait for my appointment at the CDC. And while I waited on that appointment, it was like I just clocked out. I was walking the kids to school. I was living with my mother. My husband at the time was in jail for stealing, for robbing, And I was already in my mode of I got to survive regardless if this man is helping. So when that situation happened, I called his auntie, and I asked his auntie, I said, do you know anything about the time that he got sick? And she said that when he got sick, he was diagnosed with full-blown AIDS. Now, his mother was mad because she never wanted to show anybody his paperwork. She journaled the whole journey and his powerful testimony. But he was testifying that he had histoplasmosis. Okay, so at the time, I wasn't thinking HIV, AIDS. I wasn't thinking about none of that. All I was thinking about was I'm positive. Okay, so before I got my appointment, I ended up with an apartment in in Clayton Homes, downtown Houston, close to Star of Hope, and continued to live my life until that day, till it was time for me to go in, because me and my children, like I said, we was living with my mom, and we had to move in. I had already applied for some assistance for housing, so that's how we got the apartment downtown. And so I was living, but I'm going to tell y'all something. I had clocked out. I'm talking about, how they say autopilot? I was on autopilot. And that day came. And I remember I got on the bus, and, man, I planned the trip, got on the bus, and, man, that bus ride was a long ride. When I got to the place, I got off the bus. The CDC was located in the medical center, kind of, sort of. And it was a tall building. I think I remember this tall building. And walking to that building and into that building, cold building. And I'm just recalling my day of when it happened. So I came in, like I said, I showed them the letter, blah, blah. So they took me to a room. Now, mind you, I knew what I had got tested for, but in the letter it just said confidential lab report. So I'm sitting in this room, nothing on the walls. The desk, the tables were empty. It was an iron chair. I'm telling y'all, and all I could think about is all the people, not just my husband, but before my husband and before, you know what I'm saying, before my children. I was thinking about my, what I had, who I had been with. I was thinking about the time I was raped, and I was thinking about these times. I was like, oh, my God. I said, oh, my God. In my mind, your mind be going, be racing. So a lady came in, sat down. Honestly, I don't even remember what she looked like. She sat down and said, Miss Jackson. No, I wasn't Miss Jackson at the time. It was Miss Hill. Miss Hill, you are HIV positive. I was like, oh, my God. I promise y'all, I do not remember anything after that but the caseworker that came to my house. And when he came he would come, I think it was once a week, to check on me. And I would go to class. I had to go to a class at the CDC. I had to attend that and to know what HIV is. And man, it was a strange time for me. I didn't know how to feel, how to take it all in, man. I know I went automatically into depression. I'm telling you right now. I went into, because like I said, my husband was locked up. And when he got out of jail, he came. I told him, he had called me. I told him over the phone, I found out I'm HIV positive. He said, I'm coming home to take care of you. And he did. He got out of jail. He came home. His parents came over. No, his parents called and said stuff like, oh, y'all going to lay up in there and die. Y'all going to kill each other off. She slept in my bed. She drunk out of my glasses. She sat on my toilet. She used my tub. This is his mother going off. And it was crazy for me. It was, being a preacher, being thinking I can go testify about this. But at the time, I'm going to just tell my story. At the time, my husband's mother, every church, every person she came in contact with talking about her quote-unquote daughter-in-law, she was telling them my status. She was telling them she's this demon or devil is positive. This she didn't, she got eight, she just went from place to place. And the way I found out about it is just different people that I would meet that just naturally fell in love with me, just my personality. They would tell me, girl, your mother-in-law is going from church to church, is telling everybody about you being positive. And oh my God, oh my Lord, it's like I could not believe it. I could not believe it, but I couldn't spend time worrying about her because, hey, I had to tell my kids. And I didn't wait. My oldest son was old enough to understand what was going on. My daughters, not so much. My oldest daughter, I told her she understood, but my youngest daughter, not so much, and my youngest son, not so much. But the older they got, because I got into advocacy, so the older they got, the more educated they were, and made them, better respond better to my diagnosis. But the experience with church was different. It was, oh my God, I would witness testimonies from people who had cancer, people who were dealing with diabetes, people that was dealing with stuff going on in their lives, and testimonies going on. But it was not. First of all, I'm a preacher, and I'm a wife, and I'm about to, and I'm HIV positive, so that wasn't gonna go over well. Oh my God, it didn't go over well. People changed. People treated me different. It was, and when you're in a world like this one, where it is the thing to be liked, it is the thing to be popular, or to be just a cool person, to turn into, now I have to fight for respect, because people, the stigmas that are associated with HIV AIDS, that, oh, she sleeps around, oh, she a hoe, oh, she this, she that, and it just puts you in a frame of mind like, I'm only telling people that I need to tell. That's how you start off. I'm only telling people that I need to tell. Some people don't have to know. Now, the first people I called when I got home, I called my mother. I called all of my siblings. I called the guys that I slept with that, in my life, period. I was like, I'm calling everybody. Everybody I still was in contact with or knew how to get in contact with. I leave a message, tell so-and-so to call me. It's urgent, it's important. And it was important to me to tell people. It was important. Eventually, dealing with my husband. See, my husband at the time was not a faithful person. He was not. He had no problem cheating. He had no problem going out, being with who he's gonna be with, all that. He had no problem with it. Okay, and it put him at. It was just a bad situation. I was at a place where I had to figure out how to live, how to be how to live as a positive person. How I was thinking about, because me and my husband ended up going through a divorce, and when we divorced, and let me tell y'all something. When we divorced, I was a wreck, because first of all, I had never been through divorce. Second of all, I had HIV, and the things that go through your mind is, who's gonna want me with HIV? Who's gonna deal with this, right? So for a while, I went through dating and being rejected, and a person, if I kissed them and And then when I started liking him, I tell him, hey, I'm positive. Oh my God, you see how people clean, try to clean their mouth off and wash their hands. And, it was a level of rejection that I couldn't even, oh my God, I couldn't even describe. And then, I just thought, I started sleeping, like when the kids get on the bus, I started sleeping in the living room, on the couch, all the lights off in the house, all the curtains closed, sleeping right there on the couch till kids got home. Then I'm up, I'm moving, I'm getting it together. Once they in the house doing their homework and the food is cooked, I'm right back on the couch. And it was like that for a while because I really didn't take it well. And I think that came out through my actions as well, the things I accepted, the people I got involved with, the men I got involved with. I got involved with a guy who threw knives at the front. It was crazy, but it was like out-of-body experience. It was like, hey, I'm just happy somebody want me. I was going through. And years after that, I had moved from there, met a man named Ronald Jackson, and we called him Jack, and moved into a house close to the Sunnyside area of Houston. And this man went and got me a house, y'all. He's like, get my wife a house. Get my future wife a house. And we got married. And during this time, before we got married, I went through so much harassment by my ex-husband. He came up on jobs. He, brought his girlfriend up there. They were leaving. This is when we had answer machine. He was leaving messages on the answer, on your voicemail. It was crazy. And I met Jack, and Jack stopped him at the door. He stood at the door. Hey, yeah, that's the end of that. You want to talk to her or you want to deal with your kids, we're gonna go to court. So that died down. I called. Don't get me wrong. I called some hell from that young man. I called some serious hell from him. And but life started changing a little bit. I started my radio show, my podcast, and I started, just doing stuff to better, to feel better. I wasn't putting my status on blast, telling folks. That didn't happen until, and Jack had passed away. I made it through that. He passed away, and I moved to a different house. A woman of God offered me a house somewhere else, so I moved to a different house. And finally started back dating, got involved with this guy. And he was the guy I went to school with. And we was having a good time. And I sat down and told him because I thought, oh, here we go. He really likes me. I really like him. And then him being a person I knew in school, that right there, my Lord. So he came over after work. I sat him down at the table, poured him something to drink, and said, I need to tell you something. See, with Jack, I didn't have to worry about having to it was a long time, in the marriage, with Jack, to where my mind, I had to get a jolt back into reality. Told this young man, hey, I'm HIV positive. Oh, my God. When I say he looked disgusted. He said, I can't believe you. He said, I got children. I got, well, he got to talking about And he treated me so bad. The rejection of it this time, I guess, just being just like a fresh journey with somebody, and for them to throw it back in my face, I was done. I mean, he left. I laid out on the floor in my room, and I asked God. I said, God, I said, Lord, please. I said, give me an answer. What do I need to do? And at that time, that's when the Lord showed me. He said, if you take the stick out the devil's hand, no, he said, you have to take the stick out of the devil's hand, right? In other words, what he was saying was, get in front of this, you turn your mess into a message, turn your test into a testimony. Use it to change somebody's life. And that's how I started my journey with salvation after HIV. When I join you next Tuesday, I'm going to talk about the journey when we first started salvation after HIV. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be good. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for Sisters United, and we're going to have a good time. I believe we're going to be podcasting live on Facebook. And let me tell y'all something. The ladies on this show, oh, my God, we don't cut no corners. We say whatever we need to say, and that's it. That's it. So we look forward to you being on here next Tuesday. Please share the show with someone and call in if you want to be a part. You want to say anything, you can call in and be a part of. All right. Look, I'm trying to find the intro. But anyway, call in, share what you want to share, and it's gonna be good. Y'all, look, I promise you can't wait to hear what I'm gonna tell you about the start of salvation after HIV.
Well, this life, gets hard. We're all in the fight, so we get scarred. We all fall and we all get knocked down. We gotta stand up, can't quit now. When the sound of the wind and the rain comes, we gotta stand on the one who created us. Stand on truth and shine bright through the dark days and the long nights. This light on the inside of us is the only hope for the hurt and the dying kids. The only way to the gates of eternal bliss, where all we gotta do is be His. All we gotta do is live, gotta give life. Show everyone alive how to get right. Show life as hard as it can be. It's just a blink in the eye of eternity.
I got the weight.